Hey folks, Doc C here again. I just wanted to go through something with you, just to kind of give you a feel for something that I've dealt with. Sometimes old chiropractors see things that people would do well to understand. And one of them is the issue of carpal tunnel. Many times people will go and they'll be told that they have carpal tunnel. They have numbness in their hands and they're having a hard time getting things done. Well, if you're not using your hands with something that has vibration or a shock issue, if you're not running a piece of equipment that has those micro vibrations all over your hands, then you may not have, believe it or not, you may not have carpal tunnel. It may be an issue with your neck. Let me tell you an experience that happened with me. There was a fellow, he was a sign painter, and he had been over to the medical doctors. He'd had numbness in his hands. He can't afford to have numbness in his hands because he's a sign painter. So therefore, they actually said, well, they were taking a shot in the dark, so to speak, an educated guess, I guess you could call it. And the medical doctors cut his flexor retinaculum and trying to free up that, open that area up because they thought it was closed down because of carpal tunnel, right? They thought the tunnel was flattening. It wasn't. It didn't work. They cut him up here, trying to free up that nerve. It didn't work. He came in and he said to me, can you help me with this? I have numbness in my hands. They cut me here and here and here, and I don't know what to do. And I said, let's take a look at the x-rays. And you know what? He'd been in 2 car accidents back to back. And it's like someone didn't ask him that. It was really sad. Now, 2 car accidents like that, they stretch the posterior longitudinal ligament, the ligament that runs up the back of your spine. Well, he'd sprained that. So he had almost a reverse curve. So by adjusting him and having him do some exercises, proper exercises to get the head back, like I've told you how to do them, he was doing some of those exercises and I was adjusting his spine, trying to help that curve to be restored as best we could. Well, it didn't take any more than, I think it was 7 treatments. And he was starting to feel much better in his hands. He could go back to work. On the 8th treatment, he came in. Boy, was he fit to be tied. He was so mad at these doctors and he was going to go down to the hospital. I said, no, you're going to need them. Everybody has their place. Everybody has their place. Don't go down there and create a problem. I think that the best thing you can do is just be grateful that your hands are great and you can go back to work. So just realize that those issues many times come out of your neck because the nerves that come out of your neck, the dermatomal patterns, 5 up here, 6, 7, 8, and T1. So those nerves that come down into your hands, when your hands are numb, many times it's because you've either been in a bad position for a long period of time. I get that with welders. A lot of welders, they'll be in weird positions in the oil patch. Or other people, they'll have issues with their neck, either a bad night's sleep and the neck's subluxated and it's creating numbness in their hands. So just realize that there are other things that will create numbness in hands, but I just want you to know that look to the breaker board before you start pulling the plug apart, okay? So it's a little bit like, the electricity in your house. We don't start pulling plugs apart in the wall before we go over and check on the breaker board. Oh, we got a problem right here. It may be as simple as that. And that's by adjusting the neck, we can take the pressure off the nerves and allow that natural energy to flow down those nerves in a correct manner. So just realize that if someone tells you you have carpal tunnel, make sure of it, even maybe get a second opinion, have someone look at your neck and make sure there's some problems there. There's also some issues in the trap. Sometimes we've talked a little bit about why are my traps so tight. I've got a thing on YouTube there. Take a look at it. Many times the traps can get so tight, you can get something called thoracic outlet syndrome where your hands can go numb because these are getting way too tight. Little issues that you have to be able to deal with. So I just wanted to tell you that in case, you're a little bit worried about going under the knife, we'll just get a second opinion. It's always a good idea to be able to do things that are non-invasive first before you start cutting. Okay. So I just want to let you know that if you like what we say, hit the like button. If you don't, or if you like what you say, please hit the like button. If you want to continue to hear what I say, then please hit the subscribe button. Have a wonderful evening. Santa says, take care.